Hey everyone, Jim here from Jim's EV Adventures in sunny DeBary, Florida. Actually, it's overcast today, but that's beside the point. If you're tired of slow level 1 charging and don't want to drop $1,000 on a fancy wall-mounted unit, today's review is going to be for you. Now, I know I have reviewed at least 4 different level 2 chargers over the past 2 years or so, but this one's new and this one is different. It is the ELEGRP 40 amp portable level 2 charger, and I'm going to read exactly what it says on the box. This is the model ECP24-40A-0-01. It's 240 volt, 50 or 60 hertz AC input. The maximum output is going to be 40 amps or 9.6 kilowatts. It operates between minus 30 and plus 50 degrees Celsius, and for those of us who use Fahrenheit, that's 22 degrees below zero, all the way to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. The power plug is a 1450 power plug. The EV connector is J1772. This one comes with a 25-foot cable. And it weighs 13.7 pounds, including the cable. We'll open it up here in just a minute and take a very quick look at what's going on here. Okay, first, let's get this thing out of the box. I'm going to set it aside here and try to pull everything out without making a mess of it. Like all EV chargers, it comes in a nice carrying case. And that's important, especially if you're going to put this thing in your trunk and use it for travel. So let me move this out of the way. The first thing we're going to do is pull out the user manual. So let's go over this in a little bit more detail. Okay, now that I've got the manual out of the box, I want to read to you a couple things that I find very interesting. According to the instructions, you get the typical dangers and warnings that this is a high-powered device and it can shock you. But I see 2 things here that are quite interesting about lightning protection measures. The EV charger should not be exposed to lightning-prone environments, especially during thunderstorms. The first thing we have to do is unplug or unwrap the 1450 connector. And here we go. Here's the 1450 adapter. It has a protective cover over the plugs. I'm going to leave that on there until we get it out and mount it. And this is the brains of the unit. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. This is the wall mount unit, and I kind of like it because it's a little different than most. You have a place to put the brains of the unit, the EVSE, and then a place to hang the charging handle. And I'll show you all this once I get it mounted out in the garage. But let's take a look at the EVSE itself. And on the back of this, it shows that it is ETL Intertech certified, and it conforms to the certification requirements of the FCC. It is a grounded unit. And it also has on the back of the unit, in case you don't have the user manual, it shows you the what the LED status lights mean on the front of this unit. Now, one of the things I am going to tell you about this, it does not have an app. We'll talk about that more again once we get it mounted. So now here is the business end of the unit. This actually has a wider span of operating down to minus 40C instead of minus 30C. And again, it is a J1772 standard connector. So in the meantime, I'm going to put it back in the box and we'll go outside and hook this thing up and see what it does. So here we have it mounted out in the garage on my current circuit, which is a 40 amp circuit. It's set to 32 amps maximum charging speed. And I'm getting ready to charge it the second day on the Ioniq 5. So we remove the handle from the holster and we get ready and turn around and plug this sucker into the Ioniq 5. And you'll see we just remove the dust cap and plug it directly into the car. And once we plug it into the car, you'll notice the Ioniq 5 lights immediately start flashing, telling me that the charge is in standby mode, waiting on the scheduled time for the charge to start. And as we look at the charger itself, we see that it says waiting, and the LED is flashing, alternating yellow and green. I have the cars scheduled to begin charging at midnight when the rates are at their lowest in my area. First, the big numbers that matter. This charger, this EVSE, pulls up to 40 amps at 240 volts, giving you 9.6 kilowatts of power. On most EVs, that translates to roughly 30 to 37 miles of range per hour. That means if you plug it in when you get home from work, you'll wake up to a full battery in the morning. No more range anxiety on daily drives. One of my favorite features is the adjustable current setting. You can dial it in from 16 amps all the way up to a full 40 amps right on the unit. That's perfect if you're on a 30 amp circuit or just want to be gentle on an older outlet. The clear LED screen shows real-time voltage, current, power, kilowatt hours delivered, temperature, and even a little charging timer. This is super easy to read even if you have it outside in the bright Florida sun. The cable is a generous 25 feet long. It is one of the longer options in this price range. It gives you plenty of slack, so you're not stretching or parking awkwardly just to reach the car. And the J1772 connector is universal, so it works plug and play with most every non-Tesla EV out there. Tesla owners just need to grab their mobile connector adapter and they're good to go. Build quality feels surprisingly solid for the price. The control box is compact, the cable is thick and flexible, and the whole thing comes with a nice padded carrying bag so you can toss it in the trunk for road trips or visits to family. And speaking of weather, this thing is IP67 rated for the station itself. This means it's fully dust tight and can handle being submerged in water up to a meter deep for 30 minutes. The connector is IP57, so rain, snow, or Florida afternoon thunderstorms are not a problem. Again, safety-wise, it is ETL listed with built-in protections against overcurrent, overvoltage, undervoltage, ground faults, overheating, and even leakage current. It also has a handy delay timer, so you can set it for 1 to 12 hours, so you can charge during those off-peak utility rates and save money on your electric bill. Setup is truly plug and play. If you already have an NEMA 1450 outlet, make sure you have one that's rated for 50 amps EV charging or higher. You just plug it in, hang it in the holster, you're charging. No hard wiring required, which makes this a fantastic option for renters, apartment dwellers, or anyone who might move in the future. Whew, home after a long day's work. All right. Well, guys, let's take a look and see how this ELEGRP charger actually charges. Here we have it mounted temporarily. And let's pull this out. Go ahead and plug it in and see what happens. And got it plugged in. Let's see what it does back there. I've got a charge started. And I'm going to go back here and look at the unit up close and personal. And it's been plugged in for 16 seconds, ramping up 9.678, 9.8 kilowatts. I've got 247 volts and 40 amps coming into it. So I'm getting almost 10 kilowatts going into the car right now. When we're done, we'll be happy to put this thing back in the case and store it in the car. In the meantime, just going to leave it sitting up there, and I'll let you know how much this charge actually cost when it's done. So the charge has finished, 28.73 kilowatt hours. We'll round up to 29 at 12.5 cents per kilowatt hour. That's $3.62 for me to drive 100 miles. Not bad for a single day's drive. Now let's talk about the rating and recommendations. This thing is ETL certified, so I gave it 5 stars for that. The build quality is heavy duty, 4.5. Cable length, 25 feet, 5 stars. Cable quality, about 4 stars. It is a little stiff. The plug itself, the 1450 plug, high quality, 5 stars. And the charging handle, also very durable, 5 stars. The basic features, 5 stars because you can control amperage and delayed charge on the unit itself, but there are no advanced features, 3 stars. Mounting hardware, 3 stars. The plastic is a little weak. The LED display is just a basic LED display, although it is in color, 4 out of 5 stars. Overall, 4.35 out of 5 stars. Would I recommend this? Yes, I would recommend this because it is an ETL certified and safe charger. That's going to wrap it up for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you all real soon.